Welcome to today's discussion on a topic that's stirring up intense speculation in global defense circles: the possibility that Russia might turn to Chinese fighter jets to bolster its air forces in the Ukraine war. This idea, fueled by unverified reports and whispers of Russian pilots training in China, reflects the immense pressures on Russia's military and the deepening ties between Moscow and Beijing. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore these rumors, the aircraft in question, the strategic motives behind such a move, Ukraine's formidable air defenses, major Russian aircraft losses, and what this could mean for the conflict, all grounded in the latest developments as of mid-2025. The buzz around Russia potentially using Chinese jets stems from its significant aircraft losses in Ukraine and the chokehold of Western sanctions on its ability to produce new planes. Unconfirmed reports have circulated about 100 Russian pilots training in China to fly Chinese-made fighters, particularly models like the JF-17 Thunder and J-10C Vigorous Dragon, which Pakistan has used in combat against India. These claims lack solid evidence. No government or credible source has verified them, but they're not entirely implausible given Russia's desperate need for air power. We do know that Russia and China have a history of aviation cooperation. For instance, in April 2022, a Chinese JL-10 trainer jet crash in Henan province revealed a Russian instructor on board, showing that Russian experts have been helping train Chinese pilots. Joint air drills and competitions like Russia's Aviadarts, where Chinese pilots have flown J-10s and won honors, further highlight their growing partnership. But Russian pilots learning to fly Chinese jets for combat in Ukraine would be a major leap, likely kept secret to avoid political fallout. For now, it's speculative, but it underscores the strain on Russia's air force and the evolving Sino-Russian defense relationship. The fighters rumored to be under consideration are notable because they've proven themselves in real combat, particularly with Pakistan. The JF-17 Thunder, a lightweight, single-engine jet co-developed by China and Pakistan, is affordable and uses a Russian-designed RD-93 engine, which could ease integration for Russia. It's been battle-tested, notably in 2019 skirmishes with India. The J-10C Vigorous Dragon, a more advanced 4.5 generation fighter, has modern AESA radar and long-range PL-15 missiles with a 200-plus kilometers range. Pakistan's J-10Cs made headlines in May 2025 when U.S. officials confirmed they shot down at least 2 Indian jets, including a French-made Rafale, during a flare-up. This was a big deal. A Chinese-built jet defeating a top-tier Western fighter, drawing global attention to China's aviation tech. Pakistan claimed multiple kills, though India denied losses. These jets could offer Russia a way to replenish its fleet with capable non-Western systems that could surprise Ukrainian forces. However, integrating them would require new training, logistics, and political finesse, given the optics of Russia relying on Chinese hardware. Why would Russia and China consider this? For Russia, it's about survival. The Ukraine war has decimated its air force, with dozens of jets and hundreds of helicopters lost to Ukrainian defenses. Sanctions have crippled Russia's ability to build advanced fighters like the Su-35 or Su-57 at scale, as they rely on Western components now hard to source. Chinese jets like the J-10C or JF-17 could be delivered faster than Russia can manufacture its own, introducing an unfamiliar platform to force Ukraine and NATO to adapt. For China, the payoff is testing its hardware in a real war against NATO-supplied systems. Ukraine's set to receive F-16s, and pitting Chinese jets against them would be a live-fire lab for Beijing, revealing how its fighters and missiles fare against Western tech like Patriot systems or F-16 countermeasures. It would also deepen Sino-Russian ties, signaling that their no-limits partnership could include major lethal aid. But China's cautious. Officially, it avoids arming conflict zones, and openly supplying jets could trigger sanctions or damage its global image. Any deal would likely be covert to avoid backlash. Russia and China have a strong foundation of aviation cooperation that makes this idea feasible. Since 2019, they've flown joint bomber patrols with Chinese H-6K and Russian Tu-95MS bombers operating together, even launching from the same Russian base in 2024, prompting U.S. intercepts near Alaska. Chinese pilots have competed in Russia's Aviadarts, showcasing J-10s and J-16s, while Russia has sold China Su-35s and trained its pilots. Their shared Soviet tech roots mean Russian pilots could adapt to Chinese jets with less hassle than to Western ones. However, Russia, a proud arms exporter, might balk at admitting it needs Chinese jets, signaling industrial weakness. China risks its fighters being shot down or captured, exposing tech to Western scrutiny. These concerns could keep any deal under wraps or on hold, despite their close ties. Ukraine's air defenses are a major reason Russia's struggling, and why Chinese jets might not be a game changer. Ukraine's Soviet-era S-300s and Buk systems, combined with Western-supplied Patriot, NASAMS, and Iris-T batteries, have made its skies deadly. In May 2023, a Patriot battery downed 4 Russian aircraft, including Su-34 and Su-35 jets, in minutes over Bryansk. Ukraine's also hit Russian airfields, like the Saki strike in 2022 that destroyed parked Su-30SMs and Su-24s. Deep drone attacks on bomber bases in 2023 damaged Tu-95s and Tu-22Ms. The most stunning blow came in June 2025 with Operation Spiderweb, where Ukraine claimed its drones destroyed 40 Russian bombers in one night, though Russia admitted fewer losses. Video showed burning Tu-95s, exposing Russia's weak homeland defenses. Chinese jets like the J-10C, while advanced, aren't stealthy and would face the same risks. With F-16s joining Ukraine's arsenal, equipped with HARM missiles to target radars, the battlefield's only getting tougher. Chinese fighters might boost Russia's numbers, but they'd need careful tactics to avoid heavy losses that could embarrass both nations. Russia's Air Force has taken a beating. Early in 2022, MANPADS and SAMs shredded low-flying jets and helicopters. The Saki strike wiped out multiple fighters on the ground. The Bryansk ambush showed even elite jets can't escape Ukraine's defenses. Drone strikes on bomber bases, like Engels, hit strategic assets far from the front. Operation Spiderweb's scale, targeting multiple air bases, was unprecedented, potentially crippling a third of Russia's bomber fleet. These losses highlight why Russia might seek Chinese jets, but they'd face a layered defense network that's proven it can handle Russia's best. If Chinese jets were downed, it could dent their reputation and give Western intelligence a chance to study the wreckage. In summary, there's no confirmed evidence Russia's using Chinese jets or training pilots for them, but the idea isn't far-fetched. Russia's losses and China's ambitions make it a tempting option. If it happens, it'd likely be covert, with J-10Cs or JF-17s bringing new challenges to Ukraine's skies, but they'd face a brutal environment, and losses could hurt both countries' prestige. For now, Russia relies on Su-34s, Su-35s, and drones, while China publicly calls for a ceasefire and denies arming Russia. Watch for signs, new aircraft in Russian markings, or unusual training activity, as this could shift the war's dynamics.